This is Joshua and Margaret Investigations. Again, we learned so little about anyone's backstory. It's such a shame. No, this one we get a lot of info. I'm gonna look very blue now.
Oh, crap. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. So pretty much you got, we get the backstory of Jake's parents and why Jake can do what he does. I actually was just thinking, in one of those episodes, I was sort of like, yeah, are they ever going to explain that? Because we're getting so much past history of the other characters, and then they finally do.
Yeah.
So his parents, it turns out, were investigators. And even when she was pregnant, she wanted to keep going and investigate. And they came across a monster who bites Jake's dad. And so she goes to try and get a formula she thinks will help. So she gets the venom from one of these things that does something at the end, like, transports into a different dimension or something in the coolest way that makes us say, good God, I want to know what the hell's going on there.
Makes me think of a spirograph.
Yeah, I almost wanted to see that scene again, just to, cause the animation was so cool there, just the way it morphed in anyway. Eventually it turns out what's happening to Jake's dad is that he's actually given birth to, Jake, and then the mother gives birth to the brother, and that's why Jake can turn into anything, because he's actually the product of one of those things that can turn into anything.
I think there was only one. That's my guess. I think there was just only actually one.
Well, one, it just kept changing into other stuff. He'd have to be really fast, but again, we saw he could teleport to different places. So.
And the way he separated into two.
Yeah, that's true
one.
too. So it very well could be just one creature, and if it is one, which I think you're right, they're kind of hinting at because he could break into other ones. I'm even more interested. I mean, that just suddenly created like a huge, what the hell? I want to know the story here behind this creature. And obviously it was part of its plan, because as soon as she got the venom or whatever, he starts laughing, and then he goes into the other dimension there.
Are you a baby?
And yeah, so we get a nice backstory there, and I really like the couple. I like the mom and dad. I like the way they work off each other. I like how they talk like, 1940s investigators. Yes, hey, that almost hit me on the noggin. I mean, it's like I like all that talk, and I like how quickly they talk. The only thing that it's just purely a me thing. The only thing that constantly made me nervous is, watching a pregnant woman go and do all that stuff, like get stuck in a tree, or when she's like rolling over on her stomach. I was just like, I don't know, that stuff just makes it, even if it's anime, it just makes me nervous. I can't help it. I just get really nervous about that stuff. But still funny.
What about your girlfriend?
What? You mean? What?
Tree trunks? You forgot the entire tree trunks crap in this. I mean...
Well, okay, she goes and... her pie is stolen by her first, presumably first husband.
One of the first three.
Yeah, and but they find out it was just the husband, but there was a monster too. To be honest, I didn't think there was that much tree trunks to mention, and I didn't because I know you don't like her, so I.
But
didn't
it's
bring
tree
it up.
trunks, and I thought you were just gonna be like tree trunks, yay!
Well. This cameo wasn't nearly as funny as when she turned to that guy's head. That was hilarious.
No, see, that was a cameo. This was not a cameo.
Yes, it was. She was in for like 2 minutes out of whatever, the 10.
Yeah, that's like 1/5 of the episode.
That's okay. A slightly bigger cameo. I didn't think she was a major player in this, but
major player.
Okay, so what do you have to say about tree trunks?
How old is this woman?
She did sound exactly the same age.
And she sounded just as dumb as she was before, or as she is now.
But here's the thing. Jake came out and he was immediately talking and dancing and stuff. So, I mean, for all we know, maybe he's just like... No, because Finn, they found him when he was like a baby. Yeah, okay. Well, maybe he's a mutant human. No, that makes no sense. I don't know. Elephants can live a long time, especially if they make pie.
Well, they can. I know elephants live for a long time, but still, it's just like, she just sounded as dumb as she was now.
Well, I doubt age is making her smart. It sounds like she's old and only got older. Like the mind is slowly falling apart. Or maybe quickly.
The mind was already falling apart.
Yeah, maybe there was no mind there to begin with,
Yeah.
but no, she still makes me laugh.
See, I'm surprised you didn't bring her up.
It's
The crying husband that just wanted thirds and fourths. I wanted to stop what I wanted to.
It's just it's when she talks, everything she says sounds like no thought's being put into it. Just as soon as it comes to her head, like it goes to the mouth, and nothing is perceiving how it's going to sound at all. And I love that. I know you find it annoying, but I love it. I think
Sorry,
it's
what do you call it?
hilarious.
Vocal diarrhea?
Oral diarrhea.
Oral diarrhea.
But no, I mean, I like the episode. I mean, what'd you think of it?
It was okay. I guess, and it's stupid to say, oh, it was predictable. Like, once the thing started moving, I'm like, oh, it's that where Jake's coming from, you know?
Yeah, you figured it out pretty early. No, you had a theory that, like, Jake was the dad or something.
No.
Well, what were we saying?
Jake came from the dad.
Oh, okay. I thought you said
his
he
brother
was the
came from
dad,
the
and that's
mom.
where I was like, what?
No.
How?
I was kind of mumbling to myself. Because I remember he had Jermaine as a brother.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things where it's like, okay, there has to be a second one. And it just makes sense with this thing starting to move and that creature being able to transform. It's like, oh, that's probably Jake's father.
Yeah, I knew somehow it'd be connected, but I didn't think it would actually come from the father. I do like the fact, too, that Jake technically doesn't know where he's come from. He still doesn't know.
One.
It's a good ending, but it also leaves it open for when they do reveal, you know, he really knows nothing, so all of this can be explained to him, and thus to us, and we can have this mystery trying to find out what that creature is. And it's a good choice to not have him know yet.
Well, I love how he's like, oh, tell us the story about how you're born. Okay. And the story starts, and then when it gets to him, he's like, so they never told me.
Yeah, it's like, why would he start off talking that way?
I love how they tell the entire story, but Jake never actually tells anything. I love that.
Yeah, it's like all that really happens in real life. He's like, well, let me tell you. They never told me. I mean, it's like that's really what happened in real time, but then suddenly there's this flashback in there.
I do like that. I thought that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then they also go, ha!
And BMO.
Yeah, it was good. I forgot how much I missed BMO. When I saw BMO again, I was like, yay!
But yeah, this is episode, 4 in a row where Finn and Jake haven't been the main focus.
Yeah,
It's been very other character focused.
I mean, it's like, I give a little credit because we're learning one of their histories, you know,
Yeah.
so it's like, it's a little more, you know, there's a little bit more leeway there, I think, but yeah. I mean, that is 4 where, I think maybe the kid who plays Finn voice is just really going through a change or something. It's
What
like,
are you
just keep him
talking
out as
about?
much as possible. But they'd had to address it sometime, I mean, so yeah, I don't know, but yeah, that is a little weird that they've been out of so many. Like I said, with this one, I felt it's okay to have this in a collection of them because it's still the backstory of Jake, so I didn't think it was that bad. But
well, I actually really liked this batch.
Mhm.
I liked the 4 in a row of Finn and Jake focused ones, but I really loved again the Wizards. And
Wizards are really
I loved Peppermint Butler, and this one's a lot of fun too.
yeah.
I mean, it got a little slow at a few times, but I mean, all in all, I had a lot of fun with this one and this group that we watched this time.
Yeah, and I didn't feel with this one, because I know you're talking about with it being slow, but I think with this couple, because they are kind of older and it's more like an older generation and stuff, it felt okay because when it was slow, you still felt them kind of connecting and talking and working off each other, and it felt almost necessary to have kind of those slower moments, you know, and it didn't feel too awkward or uncomfortable or anything. So,
And yes, by the way, that's exactly how a woman sounds when she's about to give birth. Ooh!
That's what it looks like too. Just whoa!
Actually, I will say this: the first time I saw Bree's hand or foot kind of pushing against Jory's stomach.
It's freaky.
It's weird as crap. It's just
even when I was a little kid, I heard you want to feel the baby kicking. I'm like, fucking what? It's yeah, I hear it's kicking against my belly. It's isn't that awful? No, it's cute. It sounds awful. You see its face also trying to get there like, ah! It's just like, ugh.
I remember when Jory was like, oh, you know, it's kicking, because we didn't know the sex at the time, but it's like, do you want to feel it? I'm like, no. It took me a while before I actually tried to feel, and of course, every time I tried to, nothing happened.
Hello, my baby.
Yeah, exactly. Effing kids.
Bree! We got our web trade.
Yes. I'm good.
I'm good too.
Okay.
So, yeah. I guess we'll see you next 5 episodes. What do you want?
Oh.